Hello, welcome to another year's futures trading stream. It seems today is Tuesday, August 5th. It is 9:58 a.m. Just a couple minutes from ISM service index release. It seems like we are going to have an interesting day. We're having an interesting day here. We have a very interesting couple days. Friday to close the month, and or to start the month. Friday to start the month, and Monday continuation, and we have a long liquidation day followed by a short covering day, a big gap forming to start one, and just for the same gap to be closed at the end of the next day, at the day that follow. Well, as you can see here, right? And now, why I say it's interesting, because what I see this day is now marked between two really interesting ranges, right? Oh, okay. It is between this high here, the high of this range, and the low of this range here. ISM right there. Okay. Between this, you have it's kind of really interesting. You have this range here, and this range up here. This is the low or the high of this lower range, and this one is the low of this upper range. I have just marked that in my charts. And one of the first things that I have noticed, I don't know what the heck the number was, but seems like it is having a negative impact in the market. Right? But this, why I say that, it is a really interesting day. Let me show you something here. Let me change. Just want to show you something here. Let's see if I can duplicate. I'm going to duplicate this chart. How do I do that? Let me bring that chart. Duplicate chart. Alright. Okay, this is the ES, okay? This is the ES. This is the lower range that I was talking to you, and this is the upper range. Notice how we have upside here, the market being bought just close to this lower upper range low, but never reaching the lower range high, right there. But the thing here is, buying just dries here, right? This is nice. I don't like to call these signals, but if there is something here, I wouldn't take a short here. But if you wanna go against the market, this is something that you can use. And notice what happened now. After that news release, what we have in the upper side, very thin tails here, selling tails, buying tails here, a value right here. And what's happening to value is interesting here now, because we have upper value, for which I'm going to bring you another chart here. I'm going to bring this other chart here, right? So loading. This is going to be. Notice what's happening to value. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. What it was? 41 feet, 41, 12. What? I don't know if you can see this. Let's change color. This is value, what it was. Maybe let's do this color. Okay, you can see better. This is where value was. After that release, we can see value moving lower. Okay. Now the thing here is, this is the next thing I'm thinking now. Okay. What about it is my bias that this can be a rotational day, right? But that's just a bias. Okay, be aware of that. I'm aware it's a bias. Maybe it's something I want to happen. Okay, notice where value is here. Okay, right. Can you see what value is here? Let's duplicate this chart where I use copy and move drawing. I'm going to duplicate that chart down here. Alright, notice where value is from yesterday and where value is now. Now you can see the value is lowering, but it's still up. Right? It's still up from this day. I can see there is a significant area here. Remember, this is short covering. It has some elongation, which means that there is more than just short covering. Okay, but value is high. Now I want to see how value develops, and for that it needs time. Value moves way slower than price. You can see prices are going low, come fast. Now we're getting back inside. What can happen to this market if this area, now this down here, okay, if the market keeps going lower, prices keep going lower, but value cannot get back inside yesterday's. I think we can have something between, I believe, it was my belief from at the opening, there can be some market dealing with this 100% overnight inventory, long inventory. Now trying to get to this high here, which is exactly the hard part, which can be a very weird laggard, right? Selling happening here. You can see how most of that was removed here during this day, no, that overnight, and this one here, right? I'm going to bring you another chart. Notice what happened here during this overnight. There's a distribution close at this area here. This low here is the area at which there was a lot of activity here, right? Buying here, right there. This can be some area of support. We have some kind of like general areas. I do that. I do have that general areas of support around the 63.40, something like that. And the lower side, and resistance around the 64.06, which is a number that I got from a couple of days from last week. All right. That being said, I'm going to keep watching this market. Oh, by the way, something really, the interesting part, check this out. We have the daily, right? Yesterday, or the daily time frame, notice how this ranges. The whole range is taking back, right? The whole range is taking back, right? Boom, we got something here. Next thing, weekly. Okay, same thing. This week low taken back, this week low almost taken, right? So there's I mean, by market taking this one, we have, there's no more a trend to the upside in the weekly, but the most important thing comes from the monthly. Okay, we got this market getting really close to this low, really close to this low here, and which means that the market has not ended the upside trend in the bigger time frame. And that has been many times has been key for the development of these trends. Alright, this one not being taken out, okay, and is key for me right now because I can call now this a go no go. I was calling go no go level Friday. In all my charts, meaning the market can make a stand here, or having downside acceleration towards this area here, or this range here, right? Can you see? The same thing happens here, towards this area. It didn't happen, right? So I believe that was key for this market. Now, where I was there. I was checking these charts here, this time frame. Now it's taking back the market is taking back this range. It's getting back inside this range. No, let's see now if there is downside continuation here. This gap is no more. So there can be value. Oh, come on. This happens all the time. I'm going to say. Okay. Now we can see value being built in around this gap here. The market dropping back inside this gap and value building here. You know? And we may have a range high, range low, a bigger one now. No, just joining this one to this one and value are creating in the same way how we had in the past a channel like this one, for example. And you can see this channel, right? This is this one here. The trend, an upward trend. We may see something like that here, but this one, I know, kind of horizontal, more horizontal instead of upward trend, maybe some sideways trading. This high, this low. But that's not for now, not for today, but for a kind of like a mid time frame. We may have those values now. This market may have found the upper range, the upper side and the lower range of lower side, upper side and lower side of a range now. How much that is true? I have no idea. That's just some, I'm just speculating, putting my imagination at work. Okay. This is again coming back, being rejected. Let's see. Did you remember how this lower side was? Was exactly like this part. Now that side has been repaired. Now let's see the market can do something can do the same thing in the upper side as well. Notice what's happening. I have some Nasdaq chart open as well. Nasdaq is kind of like different in the sense that while ES is moving value lower, Nasdaq is actually compacting. Notice how wider this value area was, and now where it is now, and that's kind of like it's getting at the same. Very nice developments here. Not necessarily. This means it's not necessarily as a tradable market. But there's some clues that we can get from these dynamics here. We have a counteraction to overnight inventory. The reaction to that counteraction couldn't take the overnight range out, and that's a sign for short-term trades right there. Market couldn't take overnight high, but this is a short. I personally don't like the short here because value is higher. the market has come back inside previous range. The low is right. Look at where this low is. I put a line here. This is POC, right? Can you see POC from yesterday? Where this low is? This is very, very questionable here. That's why I got. That's how I use market profiles. The gap has been closed, so this one is not relevant for me, at least. This one and this one are more relevant. Look at this high here. I wouldn't call this. Well, let's check where this high is. Let's extend this to. I would say it's kind of like too far to be relevant here. But this is in the. If you check this daily profile here, you can see the accumulation volume in this reds, big reds here. It couldn't take. It couldn't get back inside this area here. How much do we have there? Uh-oh. Where are you? Come on, man, really? Don't do this. I hate when this happens. Come on, man. Ah, shoot. 8-1. 16,000, 12,000 is not really that much. It was a long, elongated profile we have on Friday. Last Friday. Very, very, very. This is short-term trading here. Okay. I think this can be a Can this be a continuation of Friday? Huh. And why I say a continuation? Because we have seen some rebalancing of the short inventory here. Huh. Inventory was just too short. Really, really short inventory. Especially after this sharp liquidation. Short covering here. And this actually can be a continuation of, not Friday, this is Thursday. My bad. Huh. Okay, this one is being corrected here. It's still very questionable low here. Nasdaq is weakening here. But still a day to the upside. A and B are just too close, man. What happened is sales just dry out, selling just dry out here. I mean, the first clue that I have is a day to the downside is that the market has started one time frame lower, right? How far can it reach? This is an area that I see here. The area here. I see an area where the market has made a stand yesterday. So let's see what happens around this area. This still can have potential towards this one here. After getting, if it ever gets down here, I want to see what happens after this. We may have some downside here, or this may be very well an area where the market can find a low, can find some buyers there. Not yet. The interesting here, let me bring another chart. How do I duplicate these charts? Duplicate. Alright. This is what I was watching, I was observing here. While this market was going lower here. This is what I noticed. Now there was pressure to the downside. But then in the lower side, right? But it was more evident as the market keeps going higher. Notice what's happening here. You know, market keeps going higher, but the pressure to the upside was minimal. The prices were developing higher here. Notice how we have actually downside heavy pressure to the downside, but the market keeps going higher, But it really doesn't have much here. The difference between buying and selling, you can see buying drying here, and that changed after ISM. As news, we have something here back and forth, but this can be a development, news development only. Now the same, look at what's happening here now, right? Look at the pressure to the downside, pressure to the downside, negatives. You know, the market keeps moving lower, but as it goes lower, as it makes a new low, pressure is still kind of high, but it is in the lower side. You know, like when I see whites here, the difference between buying and selling is not that much. Really, it's not that much. It's kind of like an inertia is moving. Just because the market is going lower, it just keeps moving lower. But it's not heavy selling here. Again, not take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Don't take my word for granted. Do your own. Oh, look at this. We have a higher volume than yesterday. Ooh, look at this, man. Look at this. This was short call. Look at this yesterday. How low this volume, the volume traded was yesterday relative to the past days. Can you see? Very low relative to the past days. And today we have a little bit higher, but if this trend continues, it will end just around this high, right? A little bit higher than yesterday, which puts the market in lower volume, in the side of lower volume actually. So more or less long liquidation followed by short covering followed by long liquidation again. Just that. Okay. Think markets here right now. Again, markets always overshoot. It's really interesting day here. The way how this day is developing now makes me remember the dynamics that we had the day following this. You know, we don't have anything here, right? Anything clear, at least. I mean, you know, quote unquote clear, right? But when everybody saw, oh, okay, this is selling, look what we had here. Some sharp selling, rebalancing, sharp selling, rebalancing, sharp selling. Now, kind of like the dynamics of this day is what we are seeing here. So far, as I say, I am still watching this day, gauging this day as having the possibility to be a continuation of this one here, which was Thursday. Nasdaq low has been corrected. Usually what we have is Nasdaq having sharper movements than ES. But now it's happening the other way around. Right? This one in the here is Nasdaq, this one, and this one, and this is the ES. Yeah, and this is the ES as well. Okay, I have inverted. I have profiles here for Nasdaq, profiles down here for the ES, and this is what I'm watching here. Notice how here You know, it gets first it gets back inside this value area. Value area moves. Now it's getting back inside this one. It's getting back inside this one here. You can see. Now my focus is, can this one move at least inside this range? Okay? If this doesn't happen, if this movement doesn't happen, I will see if there is something to the upside, right? Because prices are falling sharply here right now. But want to see no confirmation, but value developing lower at least. If this doesn't happen, the sellers are going to be, you know, at risk here, and there can be an opportunity right there. Nasdaq, however, is moving slower. Look at how this value is here. Still far from this area. We can see a gap here, right, between values. So Nasdaq is kind of like stronger than the ES, even though you can see prices developing sharply low. This low was here, this one has been corrected. Now we have a selling, a buying tail here. We have an excess on the lower side. But those are developments. Okay? Oh no. And that what you have seen there is my main screen here. This is my main screen, right? I have those the charts you are seeing there is basically just for the stream. But this is what I'm watching. I added this Nasdaq Friday. You know, these two ones, these charts here, and this one I added on Friday. I want to see what's happening there. Usually I just have a habit here in bar charts, but I think it was work, because there is one thing that I still have. Nasdaq hasn't. I think there is something else in Nasdaq that the market has not dealt with yet, and that's Nvidia. But for that we still have more, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks until we get to that point. But this is my main. I have profiles, market profiles here. I have this is usually I expand these ones as well, just as I do here and I do here, but this is expanded. I am watching, and this is, you know, my volume profile for this period. The accumulation is here. I don't watch this that much really. I am just interested on this, for example, values here, right? I can see accumulation here. I have another one here. Let's see what the market has to deal with this. So all this buying that came here, oh, now they're getting nervous, right? Okay, what's going to happen now? That kind of behavior, right? We may see another one here. If there is anything serious to the downside, the market will see something from this. May see some downside or acceleration from this area. That will be presence of selling here. But so far, as I say, we have just seen that, right? We don't have that that side of volume, that kind of volume right now. It doesn't mean it cannot go lower, right? I'm not saying that, and it doesn't mean it cannot go lower. Let's open this profile. Oh, look at that, man. Look at this. Look at where it's coming from. Phillips hardback. That kind of gives me an idea who is behind here. This was also very weird here. Now yesterday the market closing right at this low. That's not a good thing. Now the market has excess. I would be joining this one and this one. Now we have excess. That can be another way to see this market, huh? Joining this one and this one. And now we have excess. No, it is including the overnight. These two are including this. I don't want to include this overnight, but you can see, right? You can see the excess here in the upper side. Not getting inside the value area from Thursday. And now is okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this side. Yeah. Copy more. I'm going to use this value low now. When the market was here, there was a terrible low here. Let's see what the market does around this. If it can reach this value, if there is some buying opportunity here, for me at least, I am still thinking, I still have this bias that this can be a rotational day. But I want to see what the market does below this. It's because usually markets don't just go to certain points, to certain areas. Markets have a tendency to overshoot. And we have a lot of single prints here. Look at this, a lot of single prints here. This may be something. This area also may be something. This level here. Not because it is the high of this day here, right? Volume is coming here in the lower side. Oh, very emotional day. Can you see? Let's move this one. This is not relevant. Oh, come on. I erased it. I didn't mean to erase that. Let's do it here now. Notice what's happening here now. DC Comics distribution close. Okay, very emotional, very emotional now. Very emotional. This kind of markets, when markets are very emotional, but that can be very volatile market here. Emotional decisions are not good ones. Usually doesn't mean it cannot be, it doesn't mean it cannot stay. This reference is coming from the previous chart, I mean from the daily chart. Look at that, man. Look at what this market is. Look at that. I don't like this. Nasdaq and the ES have a terrible low. If you have any comments, please let me know. This is a lonely business here. I am not doing. When I do something, I'm not. I don't stream because it kind of like I miss my focus here. I had to work on. I had to work to do in that regard. I should be able to just focus on market and forget. It's kind of like I should be talking to myself all the time, right? Forget that there is somebody on the other side. But I still can do that. I'm not trying to find any. I'm not trying to find a level to buy here. I'm not looking to buy. I have bias to the upside, but that's not what I. Notice what's happening here now. Okay, let's call this. What is this tool? Okay, I got this. Let me have a screenshot again. This time to see how. Let's do that again. To see how value is being. Market dealing with value here. You remember where value was in ES? Notice what value is now. What? Value is here. It's getting back inside this area. Okay. The next thing is value moving lower. Right? This would be something safer for sellers, right? Moving lower actually, coming this way. Right now it's not doing that. Even prices suggests otherwise. You have value here. Value was up here first. Now it's up here. Notice what's happening here. We have overlapping. Okay. Nasdaq is overlapping as well. Let's finally re-enter. It is really tempting to say, oh, I missed this, right? I should have done this, I should have done that. But look at what this market is stopping, right? Same at this low here. I think for me, the most interesting development will be what the market does, okay? What the market does relative, what the market does with this single prints here. This is what I am checking here. How can I erase that outline? It's too much. Let's do 0. Apply. Oh yeah. Okay. Right there. What the market does with these single prints. There's a lot of single prints. Notice so far the market has had, and this is kind of something that kills many traders, right? Maybe even me, I am missing on an opportunity here. But we have a lot of volume here, right? A lot of volume here. Market making a stand, more volume building up here. But notice the shape, right? The development. This is short covering. This is short covering, right? Now, what kind of what the dynamics of short covering is sellers, right, covering their positions. Right? That's what it's called, short covering, right? These are no new buyers entering the market. It's sellers being forced out or taking profits. That's short covering. Either of those ones. But there is no more significant. But the thing here, what I see here, is not that truncated. Actually, it has a P shape, but it has some upside extension. Same like in here, right? It's a short. This is long liquidation, right? This is long liquidation. This is short covering. Are we going to see a short covering today? Don't know. It's a continuation of Thursday of the market dealing, you know. It's market dealing actually finding balance here, right? some sideways trading after the extensive liquidation that we have seen from the end of the month, end of the week, the last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I would use value even today. This is a trending day. What I'm watching here is a trending day. Sharp movement and very emotional market here. Hey Barbacoa. No brother, I 1039. No, some, but as I say, I'm not doing this. I have to change that schedule that I have on Twitch. Oh, but I see you're using YouTube. I'm not streaming every day now as I used to do. You know, when I see some opportunities there, I don't do. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! What is happening here? We have sharp. We have sharp, not sharp, but the increased volume at the lower side, but the market is kind of like making a stand here, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Wait a minute. Can you see what this is the reason why I am doing that. Have just not. I was talking to you. I have noticed something here, and what I see is there's nothing in the chart on your right. You see that lower values. I am not watching this stream. I have the same thing on my other stream. This is. Let me show you what I have, and this is the reason of many distractions that when I stream. This is what I have on the low, and this is what I'm watching, right? This, as I say, this is Nasdaq here, ES here. This is related to this, and this is related to this as well. I have my trading platform here, which is different than Sierra. This is the stream, and this is you here, right? And these are my options. Believe it or not, it can be distracting. This thing it takes more area on your brain, right? More volume in your brain. I was watching this development here, the one on your right. Notice how it's making some volume down there, right? I want to see there's pressure to the downside right there. Now the thing is, right now there's no volume there, right? There's no long inventory below that area that you can see between the 31 and 35. There's no more than that area. Okay. Now I want to see the market, and now this market is dealing with the single prints from yesterday, and it's extremely short, man. It is extremely short. From Friday, I have that area around the 6250. It's an area. This area here. This area here. I have this area from from, come on, man. What is this? What is this? What are you? Okay, there can be something here actually. I have this area from Friday. The market make a stand here in this area. I'll call it 62.50, 62.60. While the market was going lower, I have noticed a great deal of support here. Market just tried to go lower here, multiple times tried to go lower here, but it made a stand the same way as the market made a stand in this area here. All right, market tried to rally here. It was met with selling here. So possible potential range here, right, which coincide with this high and this low. Where's it gonna go? This is low, right? This is a big area. We were talking about this, how this can be an area where the market can actually find a range. You know, is it going to happen? Who knows? Look at that, man. Look at that tremendous selling here. Very, very emotional market, boy. Very emotional market. Long liquidation. This is, I wonder if this could be a potential destination here. There's fingerprints here. There's a lot of fingerprints. After this, there's nothing here. You can see there's nothing here. The next area of volume is way down here, around this area here. But what needs to happen there is a tremendous amount of selling coming to this market. And this one, ooh, look at that. Not that much really. It's a little bit higher, but not that much. I am not trying to find a buy. I am not trying to catch a knife here by any means, man. Barbacoa. Oh, you're Luis, right? I forgot that. Barbacoa. Look at that. What? These are the areas. Volume, rejection, higher value. Volume building below this, and there is downside acceleration here. Let's see if there's build up here. Hi, Luis. Good to hear you, my friend. Oh, look at that. Huh. Look at this 4 here. Seems like selling. Remember when I say I talk about this drying, buyers buying drying out here. Let's see if this does what we see here. This is this is interesting here. Man, this is gosh, I feel there might actually be something here. This is another chart that I have. Okay. I am tempted now to get along here. Wait a minute, let me show you something. This is what I have. This is another chart I have, but this is just for this kind of just let's put it there. Alright. Notice how it dries here. The pressure is kind of like Oh, look at this. Whites pressure to the downside. Big selling here. Big selling. But it's in the lower side, man. It's not in the... Let's see. Okay. Phew. One can get excited here. Gosh, look at this. Again. Very emotional, man. This buying here, these buyers are being crushed here. Gosh, man, this is, I don't want to be in this. What the market here is doing. Selling heavy, man, liquidating all these longs here. We have short covering, long liquidation, short covering. Once here, if this is long liquidation again, or this is something different. Look at this, man. This is, remember what we talk about value. Come on, man. God damn it. What value is now? Yeah. Okay. This is what value is now. Clearly overlapping this day. Now once see, value is moving lower, right? If this keeps going lower, this is going to overlap lower. But it's a very emotional market, very emotional market here. Longs have been crushed here, man. Can you imagine this? Can this be a potential destination? Man, that would be unbelievable if the market can get this low here. Just come back to this, close to this go no go level here. That would be unbelievable. Oh, ¿cómo se llaman estos charts? Estos, en realidad, mira, esto es el bid ask. Eso es delta entre el bid y el ask. No le presto mucha atención a esto, right? Con excepción de cuando el market, lo tengo aquí, por decir, cuando el market tiene estos lows, por decirlo, notice, o sea, fíjate cómo tengo acá 24 contratos, 24 contratos hacia abajo, 24 contratos, ventas, que ha sido ventas ha sido más fuerte en las ventas que en las compras. Quién sabe, ¿no? Acá, pero esto de acá me muestra que es para abajo, ¿no? El delta es hacia abajo. No es un delta positivo, ¿no? Es un delta positivo. It doesn't mean anything. But lo uso en casos como este. Porque aquí veo claramente que tienes una action to the upside. This is an unfinished action here. Let me call it. I'm going to label that stuff. Le voy a poner un nombre a eso, ¿no? Bueno, una subasta que no ha terminado. O sea, simplemente el buying, las compras se van. No hay suficientes compradores aquí. Los precios están muy altos, ¿no? Como es una subasta de ida y vuelta, los precios están muy altos aquí para los compradores, ¿no? ¿Dónde aparece? ¿Quién sabe? De repente aquí. Puede ser el caso que tengas aquí. Noto, esto es lo que estoy mirando ahora, ¿no? si has estado desde el inicio del stream, probablemente has notado cómo mi focus mi enfoque va variando de un punto a otro punto, a otro punto, porque este es un negocio bastante dinámico. Lo que es importante ahora es irrelevante en el siguiente minuto. Cuando nos enganchamos a algo, tenemos un fixed mindset, um, ahí es donde vienen los problemas, ¿no? No, que el marketing tiene que hacer esto, porque yo sé que así tiene que ser, ¿no? Porque así ha pasado ayer, o porque Jim Dalton dijo eso, o porque Víctor dijo que así va a ser, o etcétera, etcétera. Ahí es donde nos atrapa y esto nos mata, ¿no? Uno tiene que ser bastante variable, no variable, flexible aquí, ¿eh? Ir cambiando el focus. No, pero eso es muy diferente a ir y ser parte de la masa. Es bastante contraintuitivo, ¿no? Ser bastante flexible, pero no ir con la masa, no caer en la trampa de precio. Sabes que estoy muy tentado de tomar un long aquí. Me parece que acá puede haber algo. Vamos a ver cómo. Vamos a ver, pero me parece que ya tenemos exceso aquí. Tenemos excess in the upper side. We have excess in the lower side here. Probable excess. Still no. Look at how thin this is. And there's some value building here. ¿Y dónde se forma esto? En esta área donde son single prints aquí. Justo un poquito encima de esto de aquí. En realidad en el área de este gap, ¿no? Está cubriendo este gap. Es que conversábamos al inicio del stream, ¿no? Que probablemente podamos tener algo del mercado construyendo valor alrededor de esta área. ¿Y por qué? Porque son dinámicas de mercado. No necesita pasar así, pero es lo que siempre pasa. Y volviendo a tu pregunta, este es el delta, bid and ask delta. ¿Okay? Como te digo, no le presto mucha atención, está ahí nomás, por decir, si puedo tener una posición, ¿no? Un long o un short, y el mercado empieza a tener como a batallar para seguir avanzando, ¿no? Entonces, y de repente veo uno de esos números, ok, una de esas cosas, ok, aquí puede haber problemas. Entonces, no es una manera, quizás es lo que se llamaría confirmación, ¿no? No me gusta tampoco trabajar así, esperando confirmación, porque una vez que confirmas algo ya es muy tarde, ¿no? Siempre uno tiene aquí lo ideal, entre comillas, es entrar un poquito tarde, en una posición y salir un poquito temprano. ¿Ya? Y pase lo que pase después de eso, ya es otra cosa, ¿no? Es muy difícil, es más fácil decir que hacerlo, ¿no? Porque es bien difícil no sentir como que uno está perdiendo, me hubiera quedado, o si hubiera quedado estaría tanto. Esos son ya pensamientos que uno tiene que aprender a lidiar con eso. No se pueden evitar, siempre van a estar ahí, aceptarlos y seguir adelante. Estadísticamente, si haces un recuento, estadísticamente haciendo eso, entrando un poquito tarde, saliendo un poquito temprano, en el largo plazo está uno mejor que tratando de agarrar un trade en lo más alto, una venta en lo más alto o una compra en lo más bajo y cerrarla en el más alto, ¿no? Tratar de hacer eso como digo acá, creo que es contraproducente, puede ser muy contraproducente, puede haber algo aquí. Vamos a ver si ahora este mercado logra construir algo debajo de esto para hacer algo muy parecido a esto, pero eh, es mi idea de que puede haber algún rebalance aquí. Tengo un long ahorita. Está bastante emocional este mercado. Si hay algo aquí, si hay algún rebalance, aquí debería de haber algo hacia arriba. Ah, ok. A través, ¿no? Ese debería es lo que te mata. Eh, aquí estamos tratando de construir algo hacia arriba. No veo que se. No veo que se. No veo que esté pasando. No. I close the position. Oh. Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at this. Eso no lo puedes ver aquí, pero mira esto. Tienes un 10.000 aquí. Esto sí es interesante, ¿eh? Esto está interesante ahora. Vamos a ver si pasa algo alrededor de esto. Aquí puede ver como un fake out hacia arriba o downside continuation here. Pero más lo veo. Ok. No hay nada aquí arriba. Ok. Tienes el 10.000 ahí. Vamos a ver qué pasa alrededor. Si llegas al 15, 12. Ok, estamos en esa área ahí. En esa área de heavy volume there. Market is making a stand there. It's pushing downside. Very emotional market. ¿Eh? A veces es bueno estar un poquito tarde que muy temprano. El long que tenía, yo creo que estaba muy temprano. Lo cerré. Estoy flat. Aquí puede haber algo. Pero vamos a. Lo que voy a hacer, voy a esperar un rato aquí. Ese uno, mira ese uno que está arriba, ¿no? O sea, esta trata, simplemente no hay, no buying here. Es lo que dice, buy. Pero eso puede cambiar en cualquier momento, ¿no? Okay. Este volumen es adding to this. Buying, selling, who the hell knows? It's going to give an idea, right? Look at lo que pasa aquí, por decir. En este, ¿qué número tenemos aquí? 3250 es este de aquí. Este 10.000 es más hacia arriba que hacia abajo. Más hacia arriba que hacia abajo. Ok. Tenemos un long ahí. Y lo que voy a hacer, voy a utilizar esto como stop 22.50. 23.50. 23. No, todavía. This is. Look at that. Mira esos rojitos ahí. Qué lindos, ¿no? Qué bonitos. La misma dinámica que tuvo esto cuando estaba yendo hacia abajo, ahora la está teniendo hacia arriba. Y todo a raíz de esto, solamente esto. ¿Okay? O sea, tienes aquí un alto porcentaje de compras, pero el mercado sigue yendo hacia abajo. No, y ahora lo siguiente lo asocio, tienes acá un alto volumen, lo que lo hace esto diferente de esto o de otros, ¿ya? De más arriba. Y el siguiente pasa, en el siguiente periodo tienes un back and forth alrededor de ese número. Moving the stop higher. Okay, this is not good now. Mira cómo empieza a secarse aquí. Puedes tener aquí algo por abajo. Venir otra vez y rechequear esta área aquí. Y observa lo que pasa con el valor, el área de valor. Cuando esto sube, el área de valor está bajando. Now we have overlapping value, this time to the downside. Oh, okay, this is something to the upside. Ha 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 ha. Look at this here. This is the laggards. No, okay. Laggard selling coming here. Laggard selling coming here. Laggard selling coming here. It doesn't mean that they cannot make anything to the downside, but this is. Notice here for example, right? The laggards come very late in the session, right? After buying, they were buying this market all day long. And finally, they see the market going lower. Okay, let's go lower now. No? At the end of the session, right? And now, what is happening here is notice how this happens early in the session, right? Third period is very early here. Vamos a ver si hay algo aquí, si pasa algo, si esto se corrige y llega a cerrar esto, o es the market is making something here, you start having something to the downside here. I'm going to move my stop higher here. As soon as the market takes that, if the market takes this high here, I'm going to move my stop to this one. Mira cómo tenemos un poquito de exceso de no, I am not related. Ya acabo de mover mi stop aquí a esto, porque justamente lo que puede pasar es que el mercado regresa aquí, toma esto, a veces este simplemente lo regresa para aquí. I'm out now. I'm out. ¿Qué cosa puede pasar aquí? El mercado puede venir hasta aquí, pero so what? I'm out. That was part of the plan. Mira esto. Look at this, man. Okay. There's some volume here. There's negative volume trying to push this market. But what's happening with the market, right? Let's see what happens to the market here. The market keeps going lower, but there's some buying coming here. Huh. Very emotional market, man. This can be a rotational day right here, right now. All right. Unless you have any questions, algún comentario, I'm going to call it a day. I'm gonna eat something. Ah, y mira, el Nasdaq is a ladder here. El Nasdaq está haciendo lo del ES, pero como es lagging the ES. I think this is something to the upside here. We may see some rotation here. Okay. Alright, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Hope I can see you another day. Bye bye.